Graphk and Stu show. Stu Pac's back. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. Y'all know what time it is. Welcome. We are back, the Graphk and Stu show. Want to say salute to everybody that's watching on Stu's channel, watching on my channel, watching on Twitter. Doesn't matter where you guys are. Just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're on my channel, man, jump over to Stu's, hit that subscribe button. Let's run those numbers up for our big bro. We got big bro back in the building. What's good, man?
Hey, man, long time no see. It's been what? Probably 4-5 weeks.
It's been a little while. You know, we've been in contact. We just haven't really done any shows and stuff like that. But it's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. And you know, since then, full draft class, full.
Hey, let me say this. I want to start off, and I know we talked a little bit, and you got a deal you want to go to, but I do. Let me just take a moment and congratulate everyone that was drafted, man. And I want to say this too. I enjoyed the draft much better than years previous because they actually made it about the guys that drafted, right? They had a couple, guests that came on and, some Marines and different things that did some draft picks, but I thought they actually gave the athletes their due respect. And I just want to say congratulations to every one of those guys that got drafted, free agents, whatever it is. It's a great time in their young lives, man. And it was fun to watch. And I'm telling you, man, I'm excited. Telesco and what AP put together. I am really, really excited to talk about it. And I was highly, highly impressed.
Let me ask you, as a former third-round pick and knowing what these kids have went through, during this draft process, the combine and all that good stuff, where were you exactly at when you were drafted? Where were you?
So I actually was at a place called Meinberg's on South Hamilton Street in Saginaw. My dad owned a gym, Old Town Gym and Equipment, and next door there was a pub called Meinberg's, and we were there because back in my day it was Saturday. The first day was 1, 2, and 3 rounds, 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
And then Sunday was 4th through 7th. So the draft started at and that was when it was always in New York.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I'm going to say, man, it started at maybe noon East Coast time. And I didn't get drafted till about 8:30. So it was a long day. But I always like when they show the guys with their families and stuff like that, man. It's a really, and again, I mean, those kids, what a phenomenal day for them and their families. And again, I will say this, right? The draft, and I've talked about this before, the draft is in recognition of your college career.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Now it's time for those guys to make a name for themselves in the NFL game. So I'm excited for all of these kids.
Definitely. Now, I want to give you your flowers real quick because during this whole off season, right, we broke down free agency. We broke down the draft. We broke down the quarterback situation. And I'm going to say probably late last year, even during the season, you were saying, you'd rather go get a veteran quarterback, right? Don't draft one. We ended up not moving up. We did try to go get Jaden Daniels.
Well, let me. You're right. Let me just rephrase it. I didn't say not draft the guy, but let's not get one of those first round guys.
Yes. No. That's exactly what I mean in a sense. But you were okay with, like, in free agency going to get a Russell Wilson, going to get a Kirk Cousins, one of those bigger name free agent guys, right? Absolutely. And this draft, we stuck to our board. We didn't go up and get rid of everything in order to go try and secure one of these young quarterbacks. We're running with Gardner Minshew, free agent guy that we brought in. And I think the reason why we brought him in so early still was because of this situation, if it transpired the way it did, right? We missed out on every one of those top guys. At 13, they were all off the board, right? So you have
I think realistically, the only one I saw was probably Penix, and then Atlanta did what they did, and that was it.
Well, by that time, Drake May was off the board in New England. Jaden was off the board to the Commanders. Caleb gone to the Chicago Bears. And then right before us, J.J. McCarthy to Minnesota, Bo Nix to Denver. All the names were pretty much gone, right?
Which I'm okay with. I really am. I'm okay with.
Because as Raider fans, we're not used to this whole concept of best player available. Yeah. And what Tom Telesco did at 13 was take a two-time national champion, a two-time best tight end at the collegiate level, Brock Bowers. I want to ask you, how do you feel about the move at 13 going best player available and taking the likes of a Brock Bowers after taking a Michael Mayer the year previously?
So I'll be honest with you. It was a surprise to me. I mean, I know we had – I don't know if we ever even spoke of his name. I don't know. I know any of the stuff we talked about, right? I mean, I don't know if you guys on your own with you.
We did, but we always said he was off the board by then. And one thing I said a few times was, if a luxury pick fell in our laps, I would take a Brock Bowers. I said that a few times, but I never thought it would happen. I thought he'd be gone to the Jets or even earlier to like the Titans or potentially the Chargers. I didn't think that bro, this is a top 3 talent in this draft. I didn't think he'd be available.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. When I needed to do some research on the kid, right? And I mean, when I did research on the kid, I mean, I don't know if you can have a better college career ever. I mean, out of anybody, right? No. I mean, led Georgia in receptions all 3 years. Was the Mackey Award winner 2 years in a row.
Yep.
And I got to give a shout out every time I bring up the Mackey Award. Is it John Mackey?
Yes.
No. Is it John Mackey?
Yeah.
Okay. The Mackey Award. I gotta say what's up to a guy that won it my freshman year. A guy named Tim Stratton, tight end. I gotta always say that he won it, but this kid won it twice. I mean, his stats. I mean, you gotta look at his stats as a true freshman coming from Napa Valley, which is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
That's where we used to have training camp at, right?
Yeah.
So he's a true freshman.
He went to that high school. Just real quick. He went to that high school. Where
we practiced?
My mom went to that high school. He went to the same one.
Okay, which I think is really cool. I think that's really cool. And when I looked at his stat, I mean, what his freshman year, I think he had 12 touchdowns while winning a national championship. I think first team All SEC as a true freshman. I mean, literally, you can't have a better career than this kid has. And I sat there and thought about it because initially, when I was looking at who was available, obviously Fuaga out of Oregon State was the guy that
we talked about a lot.
A guy that reminded me of Jonathan Ogden. I mean, just big, physical, strong, fast, and also Troy Fuatani from Washington was another guy that I was looking at, and really as the draft went on, I'm going. You know what? At that spot, I'm thinking an offensive lineman. But when they called his name, I mean, again, I'm looking at it going, dude, give our quarterback, which I'm going to say my quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, as many weapons. I mean, when you look at Mayer and you look at Bauer and you look at Devontae Adams and you look at Myers, right? Jacoby Myers. Like, as a defense, when you can, and this is one thing that I talked about with Chuck Pagano, when you can line up in 12 personnel, which is 2 tight ends, 1 running back, and 2 receivers, your entire playbook is available. So defensively, that's a very, very tough formation to guard because you can max protect. You can play action. You can run. You can take that tight end off the line of scrimmage and move him in the backfield.
Yep.
Again, you can do anything that you want. So, I mean, I don't know as a defense, where do you give your emphasis to?
Yeah.
I mean,
and not even that, Stu. You know that a lot of the work that Bowers got was out of the backfield, out of the slot, lined up the tight end. This is a guy that you could put everywhere. I want to ask you real quick while we're on the
very versatile, very, very, very versatile.
As a former safety at the highest level, and Purdue leading interception, the great collegiate, career that you had. How do you defend a motherfucker like Brock Bowers, bro?
It's tough, man. I again, you look at it and go, yeah, how do you defend Brock? But then also Mayer.
Right? Yeah.
It's going to be a linebacker or safety on those guys.
Yeah.
And one of the things about Bowers is that he's tough. He's 6'3", what was it, 4.51? I think his 40 was. I mean, nasty. The kid can. I mean, obviously that's. When I looked at that, I kind of laughed because I'm like, okay, I see Mark pulling Al Davis right there. And just But I mean, again, when you talk about his statistics and the league that he played in, I mean, I think Georgia just lost one game, right?
Yeah.
I think in his career. I mean, 2 national championships. I mean, the best. I mean, basically the tight end Heisman Award winner twice in a row, and he's young. What is he? 21, 20?
Yeah, he's there. Yeah, yes,
maybe. You know what I mean? I mean, he only played 3 years, so.
And it's evil Chugs.
How do you guard the guy? I guess one of the things is obviously you have to pay him respect with his speed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at 4.51, I'm not. Was that the fastest tight end or?
You know what? I do not think it is. And salute to East Coast Gridiron in the chat. I know he probably knows that. East Coast, let me know who had the fastest 40 at the tight end position. I don't think it was Brock Bowers. I think it was a top 3, but I don't think he was number 1.
But the guy's probably, I mean, maybe a converted receiver that isn't Brock Bowers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, for him to be able to do what he can do at the level that he did it.
Yeah.
Again, it caught me off guard. It really did. Like, I'm going, tight end. I'm thinking, well, what the hell? And then when I thought about it, I was like, well, hell yeah. Let's go. Give AOC or Minshew, obviously AOC in my mind, give him as many weapons as you can. Yeah. Shit. If we can get 29, 28, 30 points, I mean, that's going to lead the NFL. It doesn't matter what our defense is doing. If we can score that many points, man, we're going to win some freaking games.
I agree. I see a few names in there. I could see Jatavian Sanders out of Texas. I see a few guys that probably ran a nicer 40, but I don't know if it gets any better. If you watch some of this tape on Brock, man, this kid.
And again, right? 40s don't. I mean,
no,
don't mean anything.
Bro, what did we do at the combine, Stu?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We were like, what the fuck are we doing here? Let's go to Purdue and watch this and then watch this Big Ten championship game. Like, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is.
And again, what I always say, the tight end is the quarterback's best friend, and the tight end is huge on third down, which we've struggled with a little bit in the past. I don't remember how we did last year, forgive me. And then in the red zone. I mean, and we've got 2 of the best.
And that's the problem.
I believe that. I believe that.
Red zone's been an issue for us for many years now. And to have these guys both 2 tight ends sets, like you said, 12 personnel.
I'm just telling you, man, it's tough, dude. Because I don't believe a team's going to have a 4th DB that's good enough to guard our 4th receiver.
Yeah.
And not when I say 4th receiver, I'm not saying it's our a bad thing. It's just we've got so many weapons.
Yeah.
We have a ton of weapons.
I think you missed out also on, we brought in Michael Gallup, free agent out of Dallas from the Dallas Cowboys. He was formerly their wide receiver 2. Then when they got Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, he ended up going to wide receiver 3. He's dealt with a few injuries, out here in Dallas, but a guy that we got in for a 1-year deal worth up to $3 million. This is a guy that has 1,100.
What's his name?
Michael Gallup, an 1,100-yard receiving year. I think in his 2nd year of his career. So this is someone that could potentially help out that wide receiver room as well.
What about the tight end from Cleveland that we got? I heard someone say something.
So Harrison Bryant, which now he'll end up being our 3rd tight end. He'll be more of a blocking option. He can help a little bit in the passing game, but he's going to be more of a blocking tight end for us now moving forward.
I see you, Brandon Curtis. Thanks for the Stu jersey, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, salute to Brandon. I got to get you. This is my guy. He just sent me a bunch. I got to show you these jerseys he sent me. Did you see the video I uploaded yesterday?
I need to.
He sent me a Jason Williams, which you love, white chocolate. Sent me an autographed jersey. Doug Christie, 2 of them autographed. A Willie Gold, a Malcolm Coates. Sent me a bunch of autograph stuff. He sells and auctions a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna talk to you behind the scenes and hook you up with Brandon, because Brandon, Stu can definitely use something in there framed up in the basement, man. So okay, he was second in the 40. He was second in the 40.
Okay, all right.
So that's what it looks like in the chat. So salute to everybody here in the building. Also, man, appreciate you guys. Wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed,
forgive me. Wait, hold on. Forgive me. I said 451. I'm wrong. 447.
Holy shit.
447. And please check my stats, guys. But I wrote down 447. So
wow. Salute to David Zahn, man. He just hit him.
Right. That's what I wrote down. Okay. Well,
real quick, Stu, let me holler at Zahn real fast, man. I appreciate you, brother. A 50-piece OLV Raiders Network memberships. Salute to all the new members in the building because of our brother David Zahn. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for what you do for us over here at OLV, and we just appreciate you so much, man. Stu is definitely cooking right now with grease. 89, real quick, 89 Chugs. He is number 89. He's not 19. He's 89. Chugs, get the number 89 jersey. He took Amari Cooper's number now, so there you have it. Go ahead, brother.
So, yeah, I just wanted to, freshman year, 15 games, 56 receptions, 882 yards, 13 touchdowns. Second year, 15 games, 63 receptions, 942 yards, 7 touchdowns. I'm sure everybody knows these stats, but I just want to make sure to give him his flowers.
Yeah.
Last year, 10 games, so he must have suffered. Did he suffer an injury or
I don't think that Brock missed anything last year. He played in 10 games, it said?
That's what it says. And
no, I don't think he missed.
714 yards and 6 touchdowns. His dad played. So I didn't know if his dad played basketball or
he did deal with an injury last year. He definitely did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He says his dad was a center at Utah State. I didn't know if that was a football center or a basketball center, and his mom was a softball player at Utah State. So
yeah,
I always like to look at the parents, and it's always kind of fun sometimes to see how these athletes are just, forgive my term for it, but breeding just better athletes. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but I you know what? Like I said, it caught me off guard. But again, I love the kid. I listened to his interview when they flew him in. I mean, he's the guy that can. I'm telling you, he is a kid that is going to do whatever it takes, whatever we ask of him. He's going to do it, and I guarantee you, I know this. He is going to give us 100%.
Swiss Army knife, and he'll probably do a lot of his damage.
Okay.
There you go. He'll probably do a lot of his damage in the slot, Stu. That's where he's probably gonna be lined up 50-60% of the time.
Dude, that's the thing that we can do. I'm telling you guys, 12 personnel grouping is the fucking toughest as a defense to study, to plan against, because again, you have you literally have your entire fucking playbook. Your entire playbook. Because again, you can't. The tendencies are tough, man. 21, which they don't run anymore, which was 2 running back, a tight end, a fullback, and a running back. You're thinking probably run. You know what I'm saying? 11 personnel. You're thinking pass. If they do run it, you can come up and make a play. But dude, in 12 personnel, man, again, dude, like you can do like I said, that max protect where you do run that play, that play action. Both those big ass tight ends come down, they block, and now we got 2 receivers that are Myers and Adams. You know what I mean? So
Trey Tucker too. Still, we keep forgetting about the speedster.
Trey Tucker, you're right. Absolutely. So,
hey Brandon, I'm gonna link you with Stu, and I'm gonna have you guys do something because he would like something. He would like an autographed something from Stu. We're gonna put something together and have you guys work something out. Salute to Brandon. Absolutely. Salute to Ty also. I appreciate you, brother.
Thanks everybody for being in here right now, for
sure.
Yes,
man. Yeah. Make sure everybody subscribes to our brother Stu as well. I want to ask you this real quick. I don't know if you've seen this. Aiden O'Connell changed his number to 12 officially.
I like it.
Hawk.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I
Get
like
that
it.
car stigma away from us. You know what I mean? The whole, you know what I mean?
Just get out of here with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
just with ugh. I don't even want, I don't this. Hey, let's move forward. Now, is it Rich Gannon? Now I got to think about Richie Rich. You know what I mean? But that's all right. I'd rather think of Richie Rich than Derek Carr. So I like it. Was there any talk?
There's no reasoning behind it. I think personally, I think last year Josh McDaniels did it as like not a dig at Carr at all, but like let's see if he can take the pressure of becoming the guy after, potentially becoming the guy after Derek Carr. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why that was put out there like that, but I love him going to 12. The Tom Brady release. Everybody always says the Tom Brady release.
I didn't even think about that.
It also deads the idea that Tom Brady's going to come back and play for the Raiders. So I
don't understand why people are saying that,
because he played into it about a month ago or a few weeks ago on a podcast where he said if he would think about returning if it was for the Raiders, Niners, and there was a third team. I forgot if it may have even been the Patriots or something. I forgot who it was, but
I mean, I just want him in the building, dude. I want him around.
Oh, he'll be there. He'll be there. He'll be there.
So why is it that he can't? What is the situation with like he can't?
They're working on. So basically, what it was, and salute to Ty once again. I appreciate you, and salute to Spivey as well. What happened was Mark was trying to give him a jug, like give him a deal of all deals, and the NFL was like, "You can't do that." You know what I'm saying? So there's a certain percentage that Tom is trying to buy into within the organization.
I thought it was you couldn't do it if you were an active player. I didn't realize if you were not active, what does it matter?
Well, I mean, technically he's retired. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it doesn't really matter. But they did ask him. He did say something along the lines of, "I don't know if I could be a part owner or a minority owner and be the quarterback of the team as well." So I don't really know what the rule is behind that. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know, but I would assume you can't be a part owner and be an active player.
Well, no, I mean, I thought isn't Mahomes or
Royals? He owns some of the Royals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they found a way to make that happen.
Tom. I mean, like I said, I just want him in the building, dude.
Yeah. And he was there last year. He was in there last year.
Yeah, he was. I remember him. I remember seeing him come out of the locker room with the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And someone made a comment of, Tom he's this old and he's still getting over the fact that his supermodel wife, listen, hey, Tom, I'm telling you, from day one, wasn't losing any sleep over that shit at all.
No,
he goes through the Victoria's Secret catalog. Like, I mean, he's fine. Yeah, he's not worried about it at all.
Yo, real quick. Salute to Spivey once again. For those who have missed out on any memberships, if you want to become a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top. Salute to Ty Davis. Real ones know. Graphk, Detroit Buddha is watching you on X. Salute to my guy, Ty Davis. Now, let's move on to the second round. We talked about Brock Bowers, okay? Now, this is probably my favorite pick in this year's draft, okay? A guy in round 2 that should have been a first-round pick. I said it all off season long, Stu, that this kid is going to be an all-pro center at the next level. Now, we just, gave Andre James that extension as our center. Essentially, it's a 1-year deal. You can get out of it after year 1. But we found a guy in Jackson Powers Johnson, center from Oregon. He'll be a guard at the next level, at least in year 1 for us. How do you feel? Have you done any homework yet on Jackson? This is a guy that is a dog. He fits the actual Raider. 2 guys back-to-back, Raider molds. How do you feel about Jackson Powers Johnson being in the building?
So I do want to give a shout out to my buddy Angelo Reyes, a close friend of mine, a guy that's been on Captain Jack's channel, former boxing promoter and trainer. And I remember sitting with him, this is a couple of weeks ago, and we went over Jackson Power Johnson and then I get Fuaga and Futani.
Yeah.
And what I said was Jackson Powers Johnson reminds me of like a Donovan. It's Dominic Raiola from the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
Just a guy that you better know where the hell he's at, because he will come and he will finish you. And again, you're a Notre Dame guy. Hey, he's got the crew cut, the varsity jacket. I mean, good good, technique wise, but he's not nasty enough for me.
Okay.
This dude right here is nasty, man. I like it. He will finish you. And here's the thing, man, that'll wear on guys, dude. That shit wears on motherfuckers. And I watched his film, and I really, really, really enjoyed his film. When you do talk about him being a Raider, 1,000%, man. I mean, and that again, I like nasty freaking offensive linemen, dude. Them dudes that they got, and then they finish, and then they get on you and just
what the Raiders were known for in the past.
Yeah.
The Jim Ottos of the world, like the Art Shells of the world, that feisty, nasty.
Finish your ass.
Yes.
Finish your ass, dude. And they're looking to try to take somebody's head off. And I remember Rob Ryan, would always say whenever we played Detroit, do not stand by the pile, dude, because Raiola will come and he will clean you up a lot. Like, remember Jeff Fain? That's a Notre Dame guy. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Jeff Fain. You got to know where these guys are at. Nolan from Denver, I want to say number 66. Me and him had battles. I had to know where he was at, and that's just one more thing that's going to distract you from what you need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And I think I was excited as hell. You know
what this pick is, dude? This is the Max Crosby of your offensive line.
I believe that.
Real talk.
I believe that.
And I love what East Coast just said real quick, going back to Brock Bowers. People don't know that Brock took inside zone plays in college. What's going to happen when you do that out of 12 personnel and Zeus gets to carry the rock? Former teammates as well.
Dude, I'm telling you. Oh, that's true.
Georgia boys.
That's true.
Salute to my guy, East Coast Gridiron. Appreciate you, brother. I want to ask you real quick, going back real fast. We're going to grade this. This is a Stu grade. What do you grade the Brock Bowers pick?
Let me, I guess, how do you, so I'm trying to think of how they grade a pick. Do you go by just the player itself, or do you go by the guy?
Some people go by need. Some people go by best player available. Some people go by, like versatility. Like Brock Bowers is a guy that offers you snaps in pretty much 3 different positions, right? So, I mean, just in the way you grade it, fuck anybody else. The way you would grade this kid, the difference he's going to make on that offense, what would you grade that?
Here's the other thing. That motherfucker was up for the Lombardi Award, I think, which is the Offensive Lineman Award for blocking. So I got to say A-, dude. I
love it. Okay. But the Powers Jackson move, what do you rate that?
I'm going to say, dude, I got to say an A on him, bro.
I love it.
I do. I do. As much as I like the Brock Bowers pick, like I told you, there was 3 linemen I wanted on our team. It was either Fuaga, Fuatani, or Jackson Powers Johnson. Yeah. And this is
my favorite pick. That's my favorite pick in the draft, for sure.
I'm just telling you, man, that dude, he's, they compare him to Incognito and stuff. I think he's more athletic.
Yes.
He's a bad motherfucker, man. He's a bad, tough motherfucker.
And he wants to be here. He wants to be here. Like,
absolutely.
Did you see what he said to AP when he got the call?
He said, I'm gonna make sure to kick some ass, or no, what
some ass for you, coach. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you want to hear. Like both guys in the first and second round, pure Raiders. Salute to GA. Graphk and Stupak. Sorry I'm late. Talk that shit, Stu. Salute to GA. Also salute to Spivey. JPJ is a complete monster. He will dominate. Reminds me of how Jack Tatum played safety. Okay. I like that.
That's what, dude, we had talked about. One thing with AP was getting the Raiders back to what the Raiders are supposed to be, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even talking about winning games. I'm not talking about the win-loss record. I'm just talking about when you turn on the game and whether win or loss, that team, whoever we played, is going to feel the shit. And when they're watching film that week, getting ready to play us, they're going to be like,
yeah. And speaking of the trenches, right? In the third round, we stuck to our guns. Now, at this point, Stu, there was a run like back to back on tackles. We missed out on some of the guys that we could have potentially looked at. There was another kid out there in Notre Dame that I definitely, Blake Fisher, would have looked at in the third round. But there was a nice little run there. And we ended up with a kid at 77 that I thought was a reach. I thought we could have got him in the next round. But I also realized there was a run. So Tom Telesco and them said, you know what, let's not play around. Let's get one of these guys. Delmar Glaze, have you got an opportunity to look at him, the offensive tackle out of Maryland, yet?
I mean, I have. Obviously, you know, I mean, what am I going to say? I love number one with him. What do you think I'm going to say? What do I automatically like about him?
Is it that he provides a little bit of he can move up and down the line?
No.
Nasty?
School wise.
Okay. So
Big Ten conference.
Oh shit! Yes, yeah. I had a brain.
You got to think for a second. Like Maryland's in the Big Ten. Yeah.
No, that was all I was thinking. Like what?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
So no, I mean, I watched him. He reminds me a lot of a guy that I played with, a guy named Kelly Butler, offensive tackle. Again, I think he's athletic. I think he's big. I think he's got a huge upside. Obviously, he's, you know, I watched his film. I mean, I'm looking at right now, you know, a 5'2", 140. So, you know, the guy is athletic, a 25-inch vertical jump.
Yeah.
He did what I really like. He did 225 almost 30 times, which is
strong.
Good. Mm-hmm. Which a lot of times offensive they're so long. They don't get a whole lot of reps. Now you see the D linemen and those guys and DNs, they're doing 30 times, you know, 40 times. But for offensive linemen to get 30, man, that's for as tall and as long as he is. He's good, man. I mean, I was very, very happy again with. And if you look here, really, I mean, that's 3 offensive linemen.
Yeah.
In our first 2 picks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, like you literally just you attacked your biggest weakness, which was the O-line. Back to back to back. And that's why it was a head scratcher to me. I gave this a C+, but the plus is because it fits in.
On Delmar?
Yeah.
I would probably say that. I don't know enough about. I mean, I don't know enough about him, and I
love what East Coast just said.
Evaluate. I mean,
I know. And to be real with you, just because East Coast says, Stu, appreciate your insight. You and Graphk, let me know if you need any all 22 ever. I got you. So maybe, you know, but I don't want to do that. East Coast. What I want to do is have a show with me, you, and Stu, and we're going to talk about these DBs. One of them is next, and the 7th round guy. So East Coast, hold on to your hat, brother. Definitely don't want to break any offensive line. I got a guy for that. That's Big Mike Raider, and that is Andy. 2 guys that love the offensive line. Yeah. I would love to get you guys on a show together and break that down. But we're going to talk to safety, and we're going to talk to DB group. So to J-Row, think about this. Tay and Jacoby have never played with talent like this either, at least on this roster, at least on the Raiders, for sure. Definitely. But Tay had a lot of talent out there in Green Bay. You know, remember, he played with some great receivers out there in Green Bay and some nice.
Here's the thing, though, that like I keep kind of forgetting about is I'm looking at this offense, and I'm sitting here going, dude, this offense could legitimately average 26, 27, 28 points a game.
Yeah.
But our defense is a dope ass fucking defense too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I told people this. I said, I believe that this is going to be a very good time to be a Raiders fan. I think it's coming around, dude. I really, I mean, I know you can feel it, and I know.
Oh, yeah, we do.
I know people in the chat. It's a different type of feeling coming in to this season, especially what we did last year.
Yeah, building off of that.
And I think the biggest thing is that I feel we have some consistency with the coach and a GM. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
And I feel that also, I don't know how you feel about this. This is a question I want to ask you. The way I feel, I don't know if I've ever seen, since I've been a fan with the nation, everybody kind of on the same page. You know what I'm saying?
Bingo. The only thing right now that people are kind of battling with is who is going to be the quarterback one. But it's not a bad thing because everybody's everybody's like, let the best man win. That's really the only thing I'm seeing right now in regards of anything being, kind of a talk. We're all on the same accord. Love the head coach. Love what the GM did. Love the draft. Love what we did with the agency. Yeah. So I think everybody's on the same accord right now. The only thing right now is we got to figure out who the quarterback won. I said it before, and I'm not saying it just because you're my brother. I said it before. I think Aiden is going to win it. I do. I think he's going to win it. And either way, though, if Gardner does, phenomenal. We have a gunslinger out there.
I've liked Gardner Minshew since he was at Washington State.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a guy that you want to cheer for. A guy Definitely. That if he again. My biggest thing is I just want to know that we have guys that regardless if we win or lose, that I know that these dudes are giving it their best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It doesn't suck if we lose. Fuck yeah, it sucks. It sucks for those guys too, but
it's part of the game.
At least to know that shit, at least I know that these guys give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like remember a couple years ago where I'm going, who does this team turn to when we're down? Dude, now we got guys to turn to now.
On both sides of the ball.
Both sides.
Yeah.
Actually 3 sides, right? Even on special teams, right? Yeah. So that's when the team starts to make that jump. And you see some of these other teams, the tides are changing, man.
The Chargers, they're trying to figure it out there. And the Denver Broncos, they don't know what direction they're going in.
It's fucking done. We're done with those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's coming around with again. I said this. I said Detroit's kind of my side chick, right? That I don't.
Well, you're from there. You played for them too. I mean,
I'm saying I believe that the Raiders and the Lions are probably going to be the 2 hottest teams in the league, to be honest.
And still, look at that. Dan Campbell, Antonio Pierce.
I mean,
same thing.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, man. Salute the GA. Win or lose, you're going to take all week to heal. That's the Raider way. Salute the GA.
There you go. Good.
I love that.
That's a good point, GA. That's a very
good.
The
most asked, Stu, do you think we're going to see AOC a little more mobile this year? Or do you want to see him a little bit more mobile this year?
I don't think we need to really.
Getsy going from Justin Fields to him.
Mobile, when you say mobile to smoke, I guess like designed mobility or just.
Being there when the pocket collapses, can he make some plays with his legs?
I think he can. I mean, I think he has since I've known him. I think he can. I think he can when he can make throws on the run.
And this O-line this year is going to be better, so there's going to be a little bit more time for him to figure it out.
Everything. I mean, to be honest with you, everything's going to be better. I mean, I truly believe that. I mean, the offensive passing weapons. I think our running game. I think we're really going to see something with our running backs. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
And I think with having an entire year with an offensive coordinator, and again, I go back to that 12 personnel, man. That's a motherfucker, dude. That is a motherfucker for a defense. From a defensive standpoint, that is a bitch.
And you know what? One thing this year that a lot of people aren't talking about, Stu, is that you don't have to force feed a superstar running back anymore.
No.
This is going to be a committee. This is going to be Zeus. It's going to be Madison. It's going to be Dylan. It's going to be Amir Abdullah. Like, we have a shit ton of running backs now. It's a running back by committee thing where you don't have to force feed your guy even when it's not rolling. There was times where Josh couldn't get it going, and we still kept feeding him and feeding him 2 yard gain, 2.5 yard gain. And it's like, dude, let's get away from that. But he's a star running back, so you try to get him involved.
That's kind of, you're in that I don't know if conundrum's the right term, but where it's like,
It is.
I gotta feed him, but we don't need to feed him because he ain't doing it right now. But I need to see if we can get it going. So it's almost better to not have that one dude that you have to premiere.
Yeah.
Rather than let these guys go in, do their work, and if one guy it's just not clicking for one guy, let one of the other guys get in there and pick up the slack for him.
Facts. Salute to Spivey. Can I get a Stu Pack? Salute to my guy Spivey, man, in the building. Salute to
Thank you, Spivey.
The My Father's also in the building, man. We say it feels different every 3 to 4 years due to new coaching. Laugh out loud. But the depth in players, coaches, and even attendance at voluntaries make me hopeful. This is facts. I don't know if you've seen the turnout, Stu, out there at voluntary workouts, but all of them, Gardner Minshew, Aiden, Devontae, Max, all of them are out there working out. It's just insane. The energy is different around this team completely all across the board.
I'm going to tell you this. That fact right there alone means a lot, dude.
Yeah, facts.
That those guys are there.
They're bought in.
They're buying in, right? Yeah. And you got the big dogs. I remember when I was in Detroit, and I remember Calvin Johnson went to every he was at every workout, won every sprint, was in every lift. And when you see a guy that I call the one percenter of the one percenters doing that, man, like that goes a long way, man. Like that not only makes you respect and want to play for that guy, but it also makes you go, well, shit, like I want to do what he's doing. Yep. Right. So it's a great example for these young dudes coming in. And remember, that was another thing we talked about a couple years back, right? Like, who do these young cats look to see how things are going? Because I don't think it was the right guys. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm just saying that things are, again,
the tide is turning.
It takes a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we got the stadium, we got the place for the free agents.
Yeah.
Now we're getting the coaches. Now we're getting the players. Now we're getting the mentality back. And a shout out to Plunkett too for coming out there for the draft, bro. Like when he stepped out there, I'm like, Plunk,
Mr. Bush himself. Yo, salute to Rosetown. AOC will hit another level, wanting to prove to us. I love it. Salute to God and family. Just doing my part to keep the lights on and keep bringing guys in like Stu. Raiders. Well, you guys know Stu is a part of the show. Like this, we actually have our own show. You know what I mean? So Stu is always going to be around until he doesn't want to do this shit anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? But salute to God and family. You already know this. This is my brother. All right, let's get to the next round.
Yep.
So this is your bread and butter here. In the fourth round, there was some guys available. I was like, okay, I think Kyrie Jackson was still available. You know what? I don't know. I don't know if he was, but out of Oregon, the guy I talked about a lot. Cam Hart, I know, was available. 6'3", big body corner out of Notre Dame.
Yep.
But we take a kid in. I always butcher his first name.
I know.
DeCameron Richardson. Corner.
DeCameron
Richardson, corner out of Mississippi State. This is a guy that has a lot of traits, Stu. Like he has everything. He just needs the coaching staff, right? He has the speed, the athleticism. This is a guy that a year or two down the line, you can look at as a potential starter. What do you think about this pickup?
No, I mean, obviously right away, what do I like? 6'2", 195.
Yeah.
I mean, that right there again, I like big DBs, man. I do. And here's the thing. I like big DBs even if they're not as fast, but shit, would he run a 4.33 or some shit, or a 4.3?
4.34, I think.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing too is one of the guys that I used to train from Saginaw who played at Mississippi State. You remember Brian Cole, the guy I told you that plays at he plays for Winnipeg.
He came on the show with us.
Yes. I'm gonna get a little evaluation because he knows this guy. But I watched his film and let me just take a look here. So here's what I wrote. I mean, had a really good game against LSU. From what 4.34 is what I wrote down.
Yeah, 4.34.
Is what I saw. I thought he was a really good tackler, really good tackler on the edge. And when I say a good tackler, a sure tackler.
Yeah.
And what I mean by sure tackler was he wrapping up,
doing it the right way.
Yes. I thought he fought off blocks. I thought I could tell that he wanted to go get to the play.
Yes.
Right. Again, good open field tackler. Now, I did say I didn't see him do too much man-to-man at all. I mean, it was mainly zone that was there, and I don't know how much. I guess I don't remember last year.
Graham likes to do a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? So you'll see some man, you'll see a lot of zone.
If we ran a lot of, I'm just obviously I'm thinking of single high man. You know, when Al was there, right? So I'm like.
Yeah,
you play man to man when you're with the Raiders, but changed. I'm sure it's changed now.
I mean, I remember last year, but like we had a guy on the outside playing man, we had another guy playing zone. You know what I'm saying? Like there was so much creativity back, you know, with the DBs last year. So it's gonna be interesting. And you guys, I'm not at 25.
I wrote again. I just kept writing, and as I'm watching the film, good tackler, good tackler, good tackler, good edge, held the edge very well.
Yeah.
When I say that. You know, when I say held the edge, he's coming down. He's coming down with his body square to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
he's making sure he's forcing everything back, which is huge. That's a huge thing for a corner, because corners need to hold that edge. Now I didn't see here, and I'm pulling up his stats right here. Did he have? I didn't on his highlight film. At least the one I watched, I didn't see any interceptions. So
no, that was pretty much the one knock that a lot of people were bringing up was, you know, the turnovers. Which you know this though, right? The next level is a lot different. I'm not gonna judge him by what he did at the collegiate level in terms of picks. Everything you said right now, short tackler. The speed, like he has everything that it takes to get it done at the next level. All you need is a guy like Patrick Graham to mold him and have him become that guy, and he can end up being a turnover machine. I mean, how many DBs do you know that didn't get it done at the collegiate level, come into the NFL, get the right coaching around them?
Like I told you, there's no. I mean, your college career is really no indication. I mean, besides again the Charles Woodsons and the Randy Mosses and the Warren Sapps, and it's. No problem, Mark. It's all right, man. Hey, thanks for those indie tickets, man. My nephew says thanks again. But just because of what you do in college, there really is no indication. I mean, fuck. I had 17 when I was in college, and I got to the Raiders, and I got stuck in the middle, and I couldn't really get any. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason that you can have a few in college, and I mean, really, he does remind me of, and I know I shouldn't probably make this comparison.
Oh, okay, it's gonna be juicy right here. Let me hear.
Shouldn't make this comparison. I don't know if it's fair to the Cameron, but there was a little Namdi with the speed and size.
Okay,
there was.
Okay.
It was with some of the on the edge. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I was very happy with what I saw.
I love it. And AJ said he also scored the highest athletically, even above Mitchell.
Okay.
So there's IQ, you know, there's some football IQ there, and that's something that we can turn around. You guys, I'm 40 subs away from 25,000. I know a lot of people keep saying, congrats. We're 40 away from 25. Stu, can you imagine? Remember a few years ago we started doing this? I think
Charlie Gardner, 25, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I know, right? But remember, we were like 6,000, 5,000. And you know,
I think then I was about 1,000. Now I'm about 1,200.
Stop it. I see your numbers going up too. Salute me to AJ. Salute to Spivey as well. Graphk and Stupak gonna break 25K. Salute to Spivey.
Oh yeah, let's do it today. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, we need 40.
Thank you everybody for in here too. This is
man. This is great. And Stu is on his shit right now. Salute to Big Bro. Salute to J. David Davis on becoming a member.
Yeah, no, because I actually, this was a couple nights ago. It was about 4 a.m, and I'm like, let me break some of this stuff down, because I know me and you are going to have a show, and I want to at least have a little.
You know what's funny? That's why I was calling you when you were busy with the family, because I already knew. I was like, I want to hit up bro ahead of time.
Yeah,
and already have you with your notes, because I know you turn into a madman when you start writing down shit. It's phenomenal. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna ask you, what do you rank this? What do you rank this pick? What grade do you give it?
I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna say a B. I'm going to give him a B.
Very, I get it.
I would give him a B plus or even an A minus if maybe there were some interceptions, but you know what? Maybe they weren't throwing to his side. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I love, and to be honest with you, I mean, so far with the 4 guys we've talked about, their physicalness.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I love it. I love it, man.
I love it too, man.
They have these guys have a Raiders mentality. Now, you know what? Can they go out there and can they be terrible? Yeah. But I mean, from what I saw, I like the type of mentality and the type of style of football that we are bringing in.
Yeah, I love it. I agree with you. And you know what's funny? You say the Raider mode and the kind of guys, right? We go into round 5, and this is a guy that you probably were very familiar because I talked about him a lot.
Yep.
You know, like this is one of my favorite picks in this draft, in this class. Robert Spillane is a guy that has 1 year left on his deal. He looked really good for us last year, a guy that everybody just kind of considered a thumper coming in free agency, and he ended up kind of turning the corner in coverage as well, right? Divine Diablo, a guy that has been a tackling machine for us, but, you know, still leaves a lot to be desired in coverage. And this is his last year on his rookie deal too. We go out and bring in a guy, bruh, that a lot of his pro comps are Robert Spillane. Ohio State linebacker, Tommy Eichenberg. How do you feel about this pickup right here?
Again, you know, obviously Big Ten, right? I'm excited about that.
Yep.
I'm gonna say that guys coming from Ohio State as far as linebackers go, when I think back to when I used to play 20 years ago, they've got a pretty good tradition of linebackers in the NFL. Guys that have put together some, I mean, AJ Hawk, Ben Lieber, you know, not Ben Lieber, AJ Hawk, and I should know more than that, but there are other Ohio State guys that I can't think of off the top of my head, but they do have some pretty good guys. And here's the thing that I like about them is again, it sound like a broken record, but he's a Raider guy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, just one of those hard-nosed guys that's going to come to work.
Yeah,
he's going to fucking put it. He's going to know what he's doing.
He's a football player.
He's a
What did Hondo say? What did Hondo say, Stu? He's a dude.
He's a dude, and he's from Cleveland, in Ohio,
blue collar city.
Traditionally, you know, Ohio football is very, very good. You know, I'm looking at his times here. You know, 6'2" and 3. So I mean, he's 6'2" and 3/8. So
the chat is helping you real quick.
33.
The chat is helping you. Bobby Carpenter, Chris Spielman. It's a lot of names here. So there you go.
There we go. Thank you, Chris Spielman. That's a great one. That's a really good one. Vertical jump 32.5 inches. You know, a 9'8" broad jump, and the dude did 225 25 times. So
yeah,
he reminds me of a guy that I played with, a guy named Nico Kudavides, who played, I think, 11 years in the NFL. Just a tough heart. He's just a football player.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And you've heard me say this all the time. I want football players.
Yeah.
If I'm running a team, I want football players, and this guy is a fucking football player. And really, from what I'm looking at, every guy that we've drafted to this point and really past this point are football players.
Yep.
As we keep talking. I mean, I don't want to sit here and act like just because I'm, Raiders and this is the best or whatever, because, I'll be critical. And I watched these guys, man. I really did. And are there some things obviously that they can improve on? Yeah.
They're young.
I think they all look pretty good up to, we're going to keep going here, but dude, Tommy just fits along with just the 4 guys we talked about prior to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, guess what? Well, first I want to get a grade. I want you to give me a grade on that. I know it's kind of like what the fuck, but I just
no. Shit, he won the Buckus Award 2-time.
Yeah.
Big Ten.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a B, man. I'm going to give him a B.
Round, I think a B fits exactly what it is. I mean, at this point, right? You missed out on Edgerrin Cooper out of Texas A&M. You missed out on a few other so-called big names.
Now, I will say this: the linebacker that I wanted,
is Peyton.
No, what was it? No. Number
North Carolina State.
No. Number 23 from Michigan.
Shit. What round did he go in?
Yeah, where did he go? Was it
shit, what is his name? Let me look it up real quick. Trotter went a little later, I think, Dan, to Philly. Junior Colson.
No.
Oh, the other one.
The other one. Number 23.
So it wasn't Colson. Who was the other one? Number 23 and Colson.
One of the best tackles I've seen.
And Colson went in the second round. He went early. He went to Harbaugh. He went to Harbaugh.
Is it Bennett?
Barrett.
Michael Barrett.
There you go.
Is it Michael Barrett? Barrett.
It's Barrett.
Michael Barrett?
Let me see. I remember you bringing him up a lot, though.
Anyway, I mean, I didn't know where he went, but I mean, as far as linebackers go, obviously, I knew of Tommy.
He went to the Panthers.
What round was he?
In the 7th round.
Wow.
Yeah, so he lasted a little longer.
Wow.
So there you have it.
But no, I mean, Tommy's. I've watched Tommy. I mean, obviously, Big Ten. So I know those guys a little bit better than other conferences. But no, I mean, like I said, I give him a B, man.
Okay, so we keep talking about these guys, these Raiders, these dudes, these dogs, right? Guys that are football players. We go into. It's funny, man. Like we go into the next round and the 6th round, and you're assuming all these running backs.
Let me just. Sorry.
Oh, you good?
I want to read my notes. I said Tommy is good sideline to sideline and good eyes.
Okay.
Which are very important. Good eyes as a linebacker is huge. So.
Yes. No, definitely. We go into the 6th round in need of another running back. Specifically someone that can give you some production in the passing game, right? So looking at some of these running backs, like, oh my God, like the run is gone. Like Ray Davis, all these Braylon Allen, all these guys are off the board at this point. But there's a small school guy, first team Associated Press, FCS, All-American, all-purpose, first team, all-coastal Athletic Association running back / punt returner, special teams player of the year, finalist for the Walter Payton Award, top player in the FCS, led the team with 749 rushing yards on 160 carries, 4.7 per, 9 rushing TDs, but he also had 68 receptions for 700 receiving yards, 10.3 per, and tied for the team lead with 7 receiving touchdowns in 10 games. Also set the school record with 295 receiving yards in 1 game against the Central Michigan team. And he's also
say that again.
295 receiving yards against Central Michigan.
And Central Michigan, they're actually they've been pretty well the last couple of years.
Yes.
Too.
And that was the best talent that he faced that year. Okay. So it says a lot about the kid. 5'10", smaller back, 206 pounds. Dylan Lobby.
Is that how you say his name? Lobby? Is that how you say Lobby?
Yeah, Lobby. Yeah. This is a guy that is starting to draw a lot of Austin Eckler comparisons.
I'm going to say again. I mean, here's what I'm. There's a common theme with. I feel like most of these guys is they're not just one position. You know what I'm saying? Like they can do a multiple.
You can put them in the slot.
They can do multiple things, right?
Yeah.
And not only on offense specifically, but on special teams. And again, I'm watching Dylan's, 100-yard touchdown against Delaware.
Yeah.
I thought he was a great cut run. I mean, great cut.
I know exactly what play you're talking about.
Great, right? Mm-hmm. Great cut. He's a great screen back too.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So obviously, as you talked about, how many receptions that he had, how many yards he had against Central Michigan.
Yeah.
Punt returner, kickoff returner, and he looked really good in the Senior Bowl. So
that's why they fell in love with him, was the Senior Bowl. So I mean, this is one of them picks. And once again, Tom Telesco, he took Austin Eckler as a UDFA when he was with the Chargers, and he was their best receiving option at the running back position for a long time. He just moved on this offseason and went to the Commanders, got a nice little sizable deal with them. But this was a move that we needed, a guy that can help us get production in the passing game, a guy that can catch the football out of the backfield, a guy that can line up in the slot also. You know what I mean? Like this, like you said, versatility. There's multiple things. This is you're starting.
And really, I'd say this. I mean, I think as a punt and kickoff returner, which I think we kind of need, don't we? I mean, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
you don't want to line up. You don't want to put Trey Tucker there because you don't want to get one of your X factors injured, right? You know what I mean? So this is one of them. He's a hard-nosed football player that'll go out there and run.
You just said it right there. He's a football player. And so far, again, because we've seen before where it's like the guy looks great and he runs great and but is he a guy that we can get behind and a guy that's going to give us 100%? And again, I look at all these guys, and from what I saw on film, there was a theme or a similar play style with all these guys, and it was just that they're football players, man.
Yeah, and it's funny, Stu, because once again, right? Real quick, grade for that.
That was the 5th round?
6th.
I'm going to say it's for a 6th round pick. I mean, from what I saw, I got to say B+.
I love it. I think that's actually B+, A- range.
Yeah.
I agree because the value is there.
Shit, dude. And he's strong. And again, that vision and his cutting ability.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's a punt returner and kickoff returner as well.
Yep. I love it. I love it.
This kid, I'm telling you, coming from FBS, right? Or no, what is it? Is it FBS?
Yes. Yeah.
Dude, you know how fucking hard this guy is gonna fucking play.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, this dude.
Oh yeah.
Dude, he is so hype right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he is gonna, like I said, he will do anything, anything these coaches ask him to do, and that's what you want as a teammate, man.
And I think the reason why the Raiders brought back Amir Abdullah on a 1-year deal, which at this point he was our third.
I like Amir a lot. Dude.
I do too.
He was at Nebraska.
I do too. But Dylan isn't going to have to be forced to be on the field in year one like that. Amir has 1 year left. He's the third down back. He's he can give you some production out of the backfield.
What I saw about Amir, good team guy, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Didn't ditch. It wasn't like he wanted the ball more. When he was out there, I thought he played really, really hard.
Definitely. Salute to Marcos, man. Can't ask for a better Friday with Graphk and Stu. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you, man. All right, so speaking of football players, I'm going to ask you this, Stu, as a former DB. Have you ever seen a Jim Thorpe Award winner make it to the 7th round?
Did Tracy Taylor win the Jim Thorpe Award?
Ray Taylor is the Jim Thorpe Award winner out of Air Force, and we got him at 223 in round 7.
Think about this. Jim Thorpe. I did not know that.
Think about this. A few years prior, we took Trayvon Merrick in the 2nd round, which we really took him in the 1st round. He won the exact same award. We got this kid here in the 2nd. And Ed Reed's cousin, and Ed Reed watches tape with him all day, every day.
With this kid right here?
Yes, that's his first cousin. They watch tape together.
We got Palamulu and Ed Reed.
There you go.
Hey, man, I'd like to see those two guys fucking take that.
The future at the safety position, Palamau and Trey?
For real.
Ooh, I mean, it has to be because of Air Force, right? It has to be because of the competitions he so-called faced. Why he fell to the 7th?
I mean,
I really don't understand,
This last year, 13 games, 74 tackles, 5 for loss, 4 pass breakups, a blocked kick, 3 interceptions, including 1 to the house.
Yep.
He's been consistent the year before, 69 tackles, 2 interceptions.
What'd you say? Short tackler, smart kid, and a ball hawk.
No, I did not. Okay, so I did not know that he won the Thorpe Award. Wow.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And apparently we loved him as well at the Senior Bowl. Another. Remember how we kept saying, who did you talk to? You're going to say the name. Who did we talk to that said that the Senior Bowl was way more important than the Combine?
Randy Hansen.
No, not Randy. He said it too.
Chuck Pagano.
Chuck Pagano said the Senior Bowl. This was another kid that impressed.
No, you're right. That's right. No, you're right. That's right.
Another kid that impressed highly at the Senior Bowl. I mean,
so I wrote. He's actually a very good blitzer. Great timing on his blitzes. It was like he knew the snap count or something because he was hitting full speed at the line of scrimmage when that quarterback would hike it.
Yeah.
Had a great play against San Diego State for a pick 6. Great vertical leap to come up and jump to intercept the pass. And again, there was a great play that he made, which shows his vision against Wyoming on a reverse play.
My apologies, real quick. Trey was at the East-West Shrine Bowl. That's what I meant. My apologies. I got it mixed up for the Senior Bowl. Thank you, East Coast. But go ahead, brother.
How in the fuck do you win the Thorpe Award and not get invited to the Senior Bowl?
Bro, you're the best DB in the nation.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
Yeah. I truly don't understand. He went in the 7th round. So, and this is a kid, man, that on tape, he shines as a human being.
Like I said, again, not only his tape, but his statistics. Now, forgive me, I didn't write down what's his size. I didn't write down his size.
I believe he is. Let me see, 6 foot 210. So decent size. There's 6 foot 210.
That's good size.
Yeah.
That's good, really good size. And for like I said, for what I saw,
he just turned 23. Still, so he's a mature. He's a mature. He's mature.
Well, he's coming from a very disciplined university. I mean, all of those armed forces universities, kids, you can't. You can't make it at those universities if you're not fucking giving it your best, dude.
And I believe his dad was ex-military as well. So there's the discipline and all that good, the values, everything is instilled in him already. So
that's also what I thought too was the care. I mean, I will say this though.
He got invited. He got invited, Stu. He got invited and decided to go to the East-West Shrine Bowl. Okay. So East Coast did have an interview with him, and he said that he was invited, but it was his preference to go elsewhere. So
okay,
there you go. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, big bro.
No. I was just gonna say that. I forgot what I was gonna say. So.
Hey, I love it, Brave. I love it, Brave.
One of those. I'm good for one of those.
Oh yeah, I love what Brave asked right now. Did you play with Ron Stone?
I did. Yes, I did.
He got his son right as a UDFA.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. Yep.
I remember his son.
Yep. Oh, I mean, yeah, he was small as shit when you played with his dad.
Yeah, he would have. I mean, yeah, fuck yeah, dude, Ron Stone.
Yeah,
and forgive me, I can't remember what his wife's name was. A beautiful woman. But they actually, I remember Ron Stone is the one who referred us to our massage therapist, Sarah Rader, who was a pivotal point of my career to have that good massage therapist. And yeah, Ron Stone he was always a good dude, man. I mean, obviously it was towards the end of his career. I don't know if I played 1 or 2 years with him, and forgive me, Ron, if you're listening, but did he play in 2005? Do you remember?
So I'm looking right now.
Where does son play at?
He played for the Raiders 2004 to 2005.
2004 and 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I played 2 seasons with him then.
Yes, and he drafted. He went to the Cowboys, went to the Giants, went to the Niners, and he stuck.
Great dude, man. I mean, a really good teammate. Like I said, his wife was amazing. His great family man, great dad. So we just picked him up this year. His son
as a UDFA.
Someone said from San Jose State.
He's from San Jose.
Oh, he's from San Jose. Okay.
Yeah, no. Senior is from Boston. Boston. He went, and he went to Boston College as well. He grew up in West Roxbury.
Okay. Well, that would make sense. That is San Jose. Yeah, I mean that's when it was with the 49ers. So yeah.
What do you grade that right now as a former DB getting an award winner like that in the 7th round? How do you rate that, man?
I mean, I will say, knowing that he won the Thorpe Award, that's impressive. Yeah. I mean, that's very, 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 very impressive. Yeah. And to be able to get him in, you said the 7th, right?
Yep. Yeah. I'm
just wondering why. What the fuck?
It has to be. There's no crazy injury history.
Just didn't
Air Force. I guess it's just the Air Force situation.
Yeah.
So I mean that has to be an A, man. I got to give that an A.
Let me say this: if you win the Jim Thorpe Award, which I was a semifinalist 3 years in a row, didn't win it. You're a bad motherfucker. And I watched his film, and he's a guy that again a broken record.
Yeah, a Raider. I do.
Football player, man. He's a fucking football player, dude.
Yeah. So we had 2 7th round picks, dude. And
MJ, yep.
MJ Devonshire. This is another guy that I like a lot, man. 5'11", 186.
Dude, I enjoyed watching his film, dude. I really did.
4.45, right? Second team All ACC last year. Led the team with 4 picks. He's a ball hawk. He returned 1 to the crib. 10 pass breakups. Played in all 12 games. 9 starts. 32 tackles. How do you feel about this pickup right here, man?
Here's what I have a couple words. I have punt returner. Just to remind myself, with the main one is I just put playmaker. I thought he was a playmaker, dude.
That's the only way you can pretty much sum that up. Playmaker.
Yeah. I thought he was. I was. Again, I'm like thinking later on, and I'm keeping an open mind with the film, and I was impressed. I mean,
yeah.
I thought he was a guy that, again, to me, it jumped out that this guy makes plays. He's one of those dudes that just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know how he does it, but he just does it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And I know this, when he gets a ball in his hand, man.
Yeah. Off to the races.
Motherfucker's trying to score, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I love this pickup. I think he's still a little raw. He's a raw prospect, and usually 7th rounders are, right? But this is a guy that you can develop, and he could potentially be a depth piece a year or 2 down the line, and potentially develop to be one of your starting guys. You know what I mean? So he was. I think a lot of people had him really ranked around the 4th, 5th round. So for him to fall to the 7th was still a good thing for us. I think MJ Devonshire is going to be one of them ones for us, bro. And I want to ask you, with all this young talent that we brought in, do you think that we should still look at a veteran presence, a corner in free agency?
See, that's what I was going to ask you. Is we still need another corner?
We do.
I mean, or let me say this:
we could use another corner.
Who is going to be? Let me say, who is going to be that other corner?
There's Xavier Howard.
I'm not saying we necessarily need another one, because he might be in this in the room right now.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Who is that guy?
Xavier Howard, former Dolphin, played his whole career there. Played under Patrick Graham in Miami.
Okay,
I think he was a 3-time All-Pro, or he's been an All-Pro player, Pro Bowl guy. Dealt with an injury last year. Miami moved on from him, right, in free agency to free up some money. He didn't want to take a pay cut. So that's a guy we can look at. 30 years old, coming off an injury. It's a little scary. But Stephon Gilmore is still out there, former Dallas Cowboy, and Adoree Jackson, former Giant that played under Patrick Graham as well. But he's also dealt with his share of injuries also. So there's a few names out there. You know what I mean? But I digress. Let me get to
the wait. Hold on, wait. Don't even think about free agency. Think in-house right now.
Okay. So Jacorian Bennett, year 2, Maryland product. Dealt with his bumps and bruises last year. Kind of took out the lineup, was kind of rotated in and out, but didn't really get
What number was he?
Jacorian. What number is Jacorian, you guys, in the chat? I'm having a brain fart right now. Shit. What number is he?
30.
I'm trying to think right now. We got him out of Maryland last season. A guy that has a lot of speed. 0.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So Jacorian, we have Brandon Faison coming back, another veteran guy, big body guy that was on an IR last year. That's coming back. He has one more year left on his deal. Played pretty good for the Colts the year previously, and he played pretty well for us before he went to the Colts. So this is a guy that returned back to the Raiders last year, but you didn't see him because he was on an IR. And then, I mean, we lost Amik. He went to the
Amik Robertson, right?
Yeah, Detroit Lions.
The little guy. He's the little guy, right?
Yeah, we lost Tyler Hall. He went to Philadelphia in free agency, but we still have some in-house options as well.
I'm okay with. I mean, I'm okay with us losing those guys.
Yeah, me too.
I'm okay.
I can live with it.
Yeah,
I can live with it.
I mean,
do you run with the kids?
Shit. I mean,
because if you do that, Stu, remember this too. You're putting a lot of faith in Jack Jones to be the number 1 corner.
Which I think he deserves. I mean, he deserves that. I think he wants that. Right?
Rightfully so.
I think. I mean, I would be fine with Richardson. I mean,
okay.
He's got. Here's the thing. He's got the size and he's got the speed.
Yeah.
And obviously he's coming from a good conference.
Yeah.
And he's tough and physical.
Just needs the coaching now.
And can tackle, right?
Yeah.
Like if a guy had a bunch of interceptions, playing against shitty quarterbacks, but he wasn't that physical, that would scare me more than a guy who, from what I saw, I mean, again, technician-wise, and again, I'm watching him play against LSU, which is a pretty good quarterback and a pretty good bunch of receivers that he was playing against.
Yeah.
And I liked the way that he was playing. So, I mean, I don't see a reason why he couldn't be that guy.
Okay. So keep it in-house. Let's just run with what we got.
Well, I mean,
remember, we have about $16 million in cap right now. Then post-June, that Jimmy G money comes off, that's $20+ million again. We'll have roughly 35, somewhere in that $35 to $40 million range. So we have a little bit of money to play with. But also, you can be smart and hold on to some of that money because you know how what happens in mid-season. Some people, it ain't working, so on and so forth. The trade deadline comes up, and there's going to be a shit ton of talent post-June. There's going to be cuts. So you can hold on to this money and say there may be better talent available a month from now.
Fuck. I guess I wouldn't know enough about those guys that could be on the bubble, that could get cut, that could get, just, what do you call it? Just contract.
I know what you're saying. You know
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. No, I get it.
They're a bad player. It's just that.
Yeah. In music, we call it filler. It's like, oh, that record was on the album, but it was like a filler record. It was like, whatever. We just threw it out there. No disrespect. No disrespect. I mean, even though it sounds disrespectful as fuck, but it's just real. It's just real. It's like a filler. But
yeah.
Let me get this.
I don't see. Again, I don't see there's any reason why that Richardson can't be.
I like that. I like it.
There's. I mean, how many times have we seen rookie cornerbacks come in and? Like I told you, I believe that cornerback and running back are two positions that I feel rookies can step in and go. You know what I'm saying? Like
that. Edge rushers usually take a little time to develop. Defensive tackles, offensive linemen take a little time to develop. You are right. Corners can come in and dominate.
Go, and then corners, if you have, in which we have a veteran linebacking core, a veteran, you have Crosby out there, and you have two safeties who have played a lot.
Yeah.
So he can easily plug him in there, and he's athletic enough. And again, it's his size and his speed. I mean, 6'2", 4'3", 440. There's no reason that he can't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. Salute the hug real quick, man. Question for my brothers. When was the last time we had this much potential for greatness going into a new year? When was this hype? When was the hype this palatable? It's been a while, Hug. It's been a while, brother. I don't really know. Because even think about this. We didn't know Derek Carr was going to be Derek Carr those early years, right? When we took him out of Fresno State in the second round, we didn't know Gabe Jackson was going to be that great of an offensive lineman for us in the third round coming out of Mississippi State, right? We knew Khalil Mack was going to be one of them ones, but everybody was still nervous about him coming out of a smaller school like Buffalo. So, like, yeah, this may be one of them ones. But to be real, a few years prior, we went and got Chandler Jones. We got Devontae Adams. We bought into the hype, and it didn't work. You know what I mean? So I just think that this is the most depth that we had. I think that this is the most promise we have with young kids that we can develop, because we're expecting a lot out of year 2 guys and year 3 guys. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, there's a couple guys that this should be I believe should be a marquee year for this motherfucker with this fucking Devontae Adams with the fucking
our blessing that he didn't go to the Senior Bowl. Less eyes on him and is still in the 7th. Salute to Devontae Adams, my guy with the Mark Davis wig piece on.
So I will say this: when you talk about these guys that we're picking up, I am impressed with Telesco and his staff for getting guys like this later on in those rounds.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty. I think that's pretty impressive.
I definitely agree with you on that. I think that Tom Telesco, Antonio Pierce, they identified exactly who they wanted. A lot of these guys that we brought in.
You can see there's a.
Yeah.
They have.
But even
similar mentality.
Even the UDFA.
There's a theme.
Even the UDFAs. I'm going to give you a list of them. The next show we do, I want to break down the UDFAs.
Okay.
But the thing is, a lot of those guys were top 30 visits.
Wait, hold on. So I don't know how it is, but I got drafted on Saturday, and then like Thursday, which would have been yesterday, was when I flew out. Is there a mini camp going on right now?
It's involuntary workouts right now. So I think rookie mini camp comes up next. Is it the 13th, 14th, or no? Somewhere around, like somewhere in mid-May, I believe. Let me see. Rookie mini camp, Raiders. I believe it's this in the middle of this month.
Oh, I like that. Someone said we got dogs, not divas. I agree with that.
May 10th to 11th is rookie mini camp. So there you have it. So it's a 3-day camp. But a lot of these guys are already in the building. Like, I've seen a lot of them already go out there. Brock Bowers is out there. Powers Jackson's, he's out there already. Powers Johnson. So there's a shit ton of talent that's already out there in Vegas, already getting the ball rolling. You know what I mean? So, but rookie mini camp starts May 10th in the 11th.
Okay.
I agree, Spivey. I think that's an A+++. But I got a bunch of guys that I want to talk about as UDFAs as well. Like I said, because a lot of these guys came in for top 30 visits for us, and they ended up falling as UDFAs. Shepard, another corner out of Maryland, another speedy guy that we got, top 30 visit for us. They liked him a lot, and he's a Raider now. You know what I mean? So, and there's a shit ton of other talent there.
That's all I remember. Chris Carr was the fucking undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super, super, super fucking hard to do, but you
know who else was? Antonio Pierce.
Yeah. You can get guys. You can. I mean, that's the thing is there's all these guys are fucking good football players. Let's not get it fucked up. Okay. Yeah. As I don't care who you are. If you're getting drafted or you're getting picked up as a free agent, you're a bad motherfucker. All right. You are a dedicated, hardworking kid that's doing something that such a small percentage can do. So sometimes you look at, I mean, obviously it's all relative, right? So you have to compare guys to other guys. So some guys, but again, I want to be very clear that I think all of these, I mean, again, that combine, dude, I mean, the difference between the fastest in a position and the slowest in a position was like this dude. Like these guys are all studs, man. They're fucking they're all fucking they look like goddamn He-Man. They're all fucking fast. They all say the right thing. They're all, I mean, like it's not really, you don't see that guy coming in that's pissing dirty at the combine and he's pulling his hamstring as he's trying to, run 5-10-5 shuttle. Like these kids are all fucking, dude, they're studs, man. They're all really, 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 really good athletes. Let's put it that way. Now, are they good football players? We'll see. But they're all, I mean, they all passed the eye fucking test. I know that.
Salute to Primos. May 9th, NFL releases the schedule. This is facts. Salute to Space Beast. Spillane was undrafted also.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Real quick, Stu, before we get out of here, I got to go pick up the boys. Let everybody know, man, where I know people are already used to you, but let them know where they can follow you at, what you got going on right now.
Stuart Schweiger, 3030, I think it is, isn't it? My Facebook is I think just Stuart Schweiger.
Stuart Schweiger.
Yeah, I'm wearing the Violent J. Paint. That's me. That's my actual one. And my Instagram is Stuart Schweiger 30. So
there you have it, man.
Like I said, I again sound like a broken record. There will be a day when I do get more consistent with this, but I want to say this, man. I'm super excited. I'm happy. Like I said, we haven't talked. We haven't done a show in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to say that I really do feel good about what I saw.
Yeah.
Really. We've talked. The last, how many drafts have we done now? That's our third.
Yep.
Thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Third draft.
It's usually, I'm going to let you know that, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and we've had a lot of what the fuck moments over here. Still, we have.
And I like all the guys we got, man. I really do. I really, truly do. And again, the reason I like them is because, again, they're football players.
Yeah.
And you can tell that there is a theme that Telesco and AP are going for. Yeah,
definitely. I agree with you. Dan, we're going to push that show back. I'm doing family night with my kids. We're going to watch movies and my wife. We're going to do that tonight, but we're going to push the Bro Schmo show out. One thing we don't want to do is suffocate, YouTube. Like we did one earlier. Me and Stu got to catch up. We're going to leave that. We'll probably try and get one in tomorrow, Dan. So stay tuned for that. My brother, man, as always, Stu, just want to tell you, man, love you, bro. I'm going to send you the list of the 17 UDFAs that we have.
All right. Yeah, I'll take a look.
And then we'll do some homework. But you know what? I'll split them in half. You do the DBs, stuff like that. I'll pick some of the offensive linemen and the and we'll kind of just split them up and cover them like that. Because it's a lot. Tommy wasn't playing, bro. He wouldn't said that's his bread and butter. I'm going to get a bunch of UDFAs, guys that are hungry, that are going to be fighting for a roster spot. And that's the best way to go.
Competition, man. Competition, dude. Competition.
Yep. There you have it, man. Salute to everybody that rock with us today. Once again, I think we're still about 40 subscribers away from 25K. Hopefully we can somehow, some way get there today. If not, we'll be there soon. I will put together a special 25K show together, but we'll be there soon, man. But once again, you guys, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. On the way out, hit that subscribe button on both channels. Also, hit that thumbs up, wipe them feet, man, and all that good stuff. OakLosVegas.com. Go get some drip. PlanetRaiders.com. Go check out the written articles. Salute. We are outro. One.
That's what I'm talking about.